Welcome into Wednesday. All teachers and staff in New York City need to be vaccinated under a new legal decision by next Monday, October 4th. A federal appeals court ruled Monday that the nation's largest school district can immediately impose a vaccine mandate on its teachers and other workers. The city's Department of Education said the mandate would now go into effect at the end of Friday. In-depth analysis from Andrew Lieb, employment attorney with Lieb at Law, PC in New York. Andrew, what was your reaction to the ruling?
It was what I expected, because the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 1905 that the government can require vaccines even with criminal penalties. And as recently in 2021, Judge Barrett, who's in the Supreme Court, refused to overturn the Seventh Circuit when Indiana University required all students to get vaccinated and staff.
As this began to unfold, say, over the weekend with the back and forth legal-wise, did you find that each side kind of had a leg to stand on, or not necessarily? Because there is some gray area, say, with emergency use authorization versus full approval from the FDA. I don't know if that played in at all.
So it really didn't. They made a point to say when the city was discussing their position in their opposition papers, which I reviewed, they made a point to say that at least one of them, the Pfizer vaccine, is fully FDA approved. So that's not really the issue there. The main issue was that we're talking about what's called an injunction. An injunction is different than an ultimate decision on a case. And what the court said is there's no irreparable injury possible. In plain English, the plaintiffs, all these school employees, they could be compensated with money. They could be restored to their job. And to get an injunction on appeal, especially an appeal involving 1 million school children that are at risk for getting a deadly disease, you have to show that you're going to have an irreparable injury, which they just couldn't do.
What about the possibility here for ongoing lawsuits, say, either in New York or elsewhere now?
Well, there are ongoing lawsuits in all different places. I don't know if you've seen the New York court system employees have a lawsuit going on parallel with us. And as you saw, the healthcare people have also lost. They're just going to keep going on with lawsuits. And the question becomes, and what's interesting in this case, is that there's a collective bargaining issue underlying all this. That's what's going on with the court system employees as well. People missed it. But early in September, there was an arbitration between the school employees and New York City, and that resolved issues with respect to allowing employees to stay employed till 2022, even if they don't get vaccinated. Now, they're not going to get full pay. They're not going to get pay. They're just going to keep their position and get health care benefits. So there was this underlying arbitration that we need to really pay attention to as well.
It's almost like a furlough, no?
So it's like a furlough, exactly. Just like a furlough, if you refuse to get vaccinated, and they give a variety of dates where the teachers could say, you know, now I got vaccinated, and if you get vaccinated by November 30th, 2021, you can return to work within a week. If you get vaccinated by September 5th, 2022, there's all these rules and dates, and that's 2 weeks, by the way, where teachers could come back. So the arbitration underlying, the collective bargaining agreement that no one's talking about, really set up parameters, a framework, so teachers' rights could be preserved, staff members, other types of school employees could be preserved, and I think that's really the crux of what happened here.
We're speaking with Andrew Lieb, employment attorney with Lieb at Law, PC in New York. We're talking about this federal judge's ruling that says the New York City School District can impose a vaccine mandate on its teachers and other workers. Other big cities, I don't know, L.A., Chicago, San Francisco, are they watching this and thinking we'll take a page out of that playbook?
Maybe. And the reason why I say maybe is what we're really watching. Again, I want to re-loop back to this. Clayson v. Indiana University went to the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals. That's parallel to the Second Circuit. But where this case right before us was just basically a two-line opinion saying there's no injunction, Clayson is a long-winded opinion that says the university has a right to vaccinate everyone. That's what everyone's really looking at. The Seventh Circuit opinion that went all the way to Judge Barrett at the Supreme Court, that's the most recent decision that's guiding all practitioners in the employment world, the education world, and anyone interested in vaccines.
Thanks, Andrew. Andrew Lieb, employment attorney with Lieb at Law, PC in New York. 20 minutes after the hour on This Morning. Here's Jennifer Kushenka. And